Welcome back, friends. In the last couple of videos in Java programming language, what we have discussed few things about the components of Java programming language. And while discussing all those, we have also covered different data types available in Java programming language. In data types, we have only discussed all the primitive data types there in Java programming language, and we have covered almost 8 data types starting from byte, short, int, and we'll follow that one till character and boolean. And while defining all that, we have clearly discussed different aspects of each of the data type. Aspects like what will be the size of the data type, what will be the range of the data type, what will be the what it can contain, what it cannot contain, like this. So at the end of two videos, part 1 and part 2, we could able to understand the different what are the different data types available in Java, and if we require what should the data type I should select. Now this video is all about concise both the data types part 1 and part 2 together into a small chota table, so that if you require a last minute preparation, that will help you, maybe for your examination purpose, maybe some other purpose where you require all the details in last minute, right? This video might help you in that aspect. So in that context, we are going to create a summary chart of data types. In the summary chart, we'll take few columns like data type, we'll put the size here, the range, followed by corresponding wrapper class and default value. You can ask me one thing, sir, what exactly wrapper classes are. Don't worry, we'll talk about the wrapper classes in detail in some other videos. But for this video, you just need to understand wrapper classes are the classes which will provide us the mechanism to convert primitive into object, and sometimes vice versa. At some point of time during my program requirement, if I have to convert a primitive type into object and object type into primitive, this particular concept can be fulfilled with the help of this particular class called as wrapper class. Why this one is called as wrapper class? Because suppose I am writing int I is equal to 10, and you know, if I am writing this particular variable or this 10 is a primitive type. Now if I want to wrap this primitive type into a class, right, I want to wrap this one into an object. Now here the role of primitive or role of wrapper class is to help me in converting this one into object. Since this will help me to wrap this primitive value in an object, this is called a wrapper class. This is one of the simple definition, one of the simple concept of wrapper class, but in detail we'll discuss in some other videos, right? Remember, to convert primitive into object or object into primitive, we are using a wrapper class. That is one reason why wrapper classes are used. And there are also different reasons for that, why what are exactly the uses of wrapper class and in what different format this will help me out, right? Now, the next thing. For each data type, each primitive data type, there is a wrapper class, so that we can easily convert the primitive type into the wrapper class, right, and vice versa. And for converting all these two things like object to primitive to object and object to primitive, Java gives me two different concepts called as, one is called as autoboxing, second one is called as unboxing, and we will discuss about this particular thing along with the wrapper class in a video that will take not less than 45 minutes. So I am not interested in putting all them together right here, right, because here the only idea is to combine all the details of the data type here in a small chota table, right? And we'll call this table as summary chart of data types. That is only, this is only valid for Java. You cannot apply this particular run in any other programming language. Now, we'll start with the data type called as byte. We'll start with this. Byte, you know, byte requires 1 byte. If I'm writing size here, let me write the size in byte. All the size that I'm going to write are in bytes, right? Now, 1 byte. The range is minus 2 to the power 7 to 2 to the power 7 minus 1, right? This is 2 to the power 7 and 2 to the power 7 minus 1. So this is the range for byte data type. right? And what is the wrapper class for byte? Wrapper class is byte. What is the default value? That is 0. What exactly default value is? If we are declaring a byte variable and we are not initializing that one except local variable, all the time when I declare a byte variable, it may be as a static or maybe as an instance variable. In both the cases, the value will be by default assigned to 0, and this particular value will be assigned by your JVM. Remember this point. Java compiler doesn't bother about that, but JVM cannot initialize the value of a local variable, even it is a byte, even it is any other variable, to a default value. Only two different variable types are initialized. One is a static variable, second one is an instance variable. Remember this point. We'll see to that, don't worry. Similarly, if we'll talk about after byte, if we'll talk about short, for short, similarly for short, it requires 2 bytes and the range will be minus 2 to the power 15 to 2 to the power 15 minus 1, right? If you can recall, and if you do not understand why these things are there, you know what you have to do. You have to go back to the details of data types, then you can understand the entire thing. Now, what is the wrapper class for that? The wrapper class is sort. Default value, same, 0, no problem at all. Similarly, for int type, we require 4 bytes, and you can tell me the range. The range is minus 2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 31 minus 1. This is the range for int variable. Primitive, I'm talking about primitive. I'm not talking about any other thing. I'm talking about purely primitive, right? And what is the wrapper class for that one? The wrapper class for that one is integer. Remember this point. And the default value is always 0. After int, we have long also. The fourth one is long. In long, how many memory size are required? 8 bytes. Similarly, the value will ranging from minus 2 to the power 63 to 2 to the power 63 minus 1. The range, remembering the range is very, very simple. We have clearly discussed why it is 63, why it is not 64, everything in that video, right? Okay. Now, I don't want to repeat this for one more time. Again, the value is 0, right? Now, these are the 4 types who can hold whole numbers. After that, we have a type called as float. Float requires 4 bytes. And what is the range of float? The range is minus 3.4 e to the power 38 to 3.4 e to the power 38. And what is e? Is exponent, that is represented 10 actually. So it is written minus 3.4, 10 to the power 38. Similarly, this is 10 to the power 38, right? This is the range for float value, right? And what is the wrapper class for float? The wrapper class for float is again float. What is the default value for float? It will be always 0.0. Now the next point is double. After float, we have a double type. For double, memory requirement is 8 bytes and the range is minus 1.7 e to the power 308 to 1.7 e to the power 308. Now the intention of this particular table is to concise the entire data types together into the small chota table, so that you can use this one as a last minute preparation of your exam. This might help you. Make sure all the lowercase character and uppercase character are in place. Otherwise, you are asking for trouble for yourself. Next one, character. Character will take how many bytes? Yes, you heard it right. That is 2 bytes. And what is the range? Range is from 0 to 65535. Maximum this much of character it can contain. What is the wrapper class? The wrapper class is character. The wrapper class is entire character. CTER, right? Character. And what is the default value? 0. Actually, this 0 is represented as space. This particular one is represented as space, right? Now, the last one is Boolean. Last one is Boolean. Boolean take how many bytes? Size is not applicable. Range is not applicable. What is the wrapper class? The wrapper class is Boolean. What is the default value for Boolean? Default value is false. So this is the entire small chota table for data types, which contains everything else that will remind you before you are going into the examination. In the last minute, we can recall everything, right? And definitely, if you want to learn detail of the process, there is no shortcut. You have to go through the entire video of data type 1 and 2. This is only a reminder what we have covered. Now, if you want to check all the default type, we can check this. I repeat, the default value is only applicable for instance variable and static variables. These default values are not applicable to any type of local variable. You should remember that point. You should remember that point, right? And while considering about the wrapper class, let me tell you the easier thing. Only for integer and character, for both the cases, the wrapper classes has been written entirely. For int, whole integer is there. For char, whole character is there. For remaining all the wrapper classes are same as the name of the primitive type. Only the first character of each one is capital, because if you can recall in the naming convention, the class name always starts with a capital letter. Since these are classes, the names are started with a capital letter, right? I hope you could able to understand, or you could able to recognize what these particular things are. If you want to check the entire one, you can also check that one, right? How? I'll go for only a small example how to do that. Suppose I am going for an example. Let's say call us data types. I'll take demo dt demo .java. Let me create that one. Let me create a file called as class test. Class test. Now, public static void main. Now, what I'm writing here, I'm going to create an instance variable or static variable. Remember, instance variable and static variables are called outside of the method. That they cannot be called inside of any method. Remember that point. Suppose I am creating one instance variable byte b. See, I have not initialized anything into this variable. Let us print that variable. So what we cannot do, we cannot print, this is one instance variable. Remember this point. This is one instance variable. Now, to print the value of this instance variable, I cannot directly print here. Remember this point. If you are writing something like this, definitely your compiler will going to give you an error message. 100% pakka, it will give you an error message. If you want to check, you can check that one also. Java C dt demo.java. 100% pakka, you are going to get an error message. What it says, variable b cannot be referenced from a static context. We'll discuss about static instance variable in some other methods. Just for your knowledge sake, I am doing that. So how I should call that one? Create an object of a test class. This is simple as this. Now you have to write t.b. That's it. That's it. I am writing t.b. Now let us compile and let us execute. No problem at all. This will be compiled fine. Followed by, if I execute, I'll definitely get a 0 value, right? That means even if I am not initializing the variable to any value, still I am going to get 0 here. Similarly, you can check for all other default values. The default values will be exactly same. The default values will be exactly same. Remember, if I have to write, suppose I am writing a boolean here. Boolean, right? Now, let's check out what will be the value for boolean. Will it be true or will it be false? Definitely, it is going to give me a false value. Just a second. Definitely, I'll go and get a false value. I am writing capital B boolean. That's why I am getting a null value. This is not primitive. For primitive, it should be started with a small b. Remember that point. So that is the difference between primitive and a wrapper class. See, if I am creating a boolean primitive, I am always going to get a false value. In case by mistake this boolean is converted, I am writing that boolean as capital B, immediately the value will be null. Immediately the value will be null, because if I am writing boolean B in capital, this is a wrapper class, means B is now an object or reference variable, and this reference variable are always initialized to null value. By whom? By JVM only. Remember, the initialization part in the for the instance variable or for the static variable are done by JVM, not by the Java compiler. So now in this regard, you can check all other data types here which has been clearly written this one. And in some other videos, we'll look into details about the wrapper class, what the wrapper classes are, how the wrapper classes will help me in programming, and what are the advantages of using this wrapper class, right? So that's it. It is only the video, this particular video is only aiming into concise the entire data type into a small chota table, so that will help you for last minute preparation of your examination or to a presentation or to a class, right? Thank you all for watching. In the next video, we'll talk about wrapper classes and also two of the methods, auto boxing and on boxing. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much.